Linda. Welcome to my craft room. I love these Z-fold pop-up cards, and here in the next few weeks I'm going to have 8 or 10 of them on my channel using the same card base. So what I did was I made a Cricut file and made it public. If you click on the link down in the description, it will put the card base onto your Cricut mat, and we'll start from there. So I made this for my brother-in-law. He likes old cars. He likes tinkering with them. So, and guy cards are hard. I have all men here, and it's always seems to be a struggle to get a good card for guys. So I just love this. So when you fold it to mail, it's going to fold like this, and then you open it up and you can display it really easily. So let's go make it. Okay, if you clicked on the link in the description, you will have this card base loaded up on your canvas. First, we're going to use this base and not this one. So I'm going to delete that. Here is the envelope, and I'm going to move this out of the way so we have more room to work. Now, this is going to be easy. The card is going to stay white, but I'm going to change all of, and these are going to stay the light blue, but for this, I am going to change to off-white or cream or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to ungroup. Let me show you a cute little trick. Here, you're going to ungroup this. Sorry, hit the wrong one. Then you're going to grab the card, pull it away, drag your finger or your mouse over all of them. You're going to hit edit, go in here, and we are going to click this. This is close enough. There we go. This is going to change into that same color. Now, if it has a score line or a pen line, then you have to go do that through layers. Okay, now, so you see this is, since I clicked on it, it is highlighted. We're only going to highlight the basic cut, and we're going to turn that into the tan also. There we go. Now your base is all done. Okay, we are going to get our images. Okay. And let me show you how to do, if you have your code number, this is how you're going to do it. All Cricut code numbers start with #M. And the car itself is 35F30. You'll see I put all the code numbers on here, so you can easily pause this and go ahead and get all of these images loaded up on your canvas. Once you get an image, you will just click on it and you'll see it puts it down here by insert. Okay. Then just go ahead. I'm going to fast forward through the rest of this. You go ahead and get all these images put on your canvas, and I will meet you over there and we will change colors and sizes. Okay, now here we go. We've got all of our images. I'm going to move all these gears out of the way. We're going to do those last. And let's go ahead and do some sizes. I'm going to go ahead and move this up here so you can kind of see what we're going to be doing. First, the car is going to be 5 inches wide. So you're going to go in here to width and put 5. Into edit. There you go. There you go. There's your card. Now, the road, I'm going to make this long and thin so the card kind of has a base to drive on. So we are going to do both of these sizes. So you're going to see that where you have width and height, you're going to unlock that button in between. So the width is going to be 0.5 and the height, well, if I can get it, it's going to be 10. Okay, now I'm going to turn it like this. There we go. And that is going to, well, let me see if I can get it to move. That's going to go right here. We'll change, well, let's go ahead and change the color now. Okay, just because that's the only thing that's we got to change. So let's see. No, it's the middle one. And we're going to change it to white. Go to edit, go up here. We're going to change that to the bright white. There we go. I don't know if you know how to slice things, but this is a really good chance for you to learn. Okay. So first, this shield is 2.25 wide. We're going to go back into edit. Make sure that that button is relocked. And it's 2.25. Okay. There's that size. Now, I'm going to go ahead and change these colors because it'll make it easier for me to show you what you're doing. The dark yellow is going to be black. There we go. And the light yellow is going to be the light blue. There we go. Okay, now let me show you how this works. I love stencils. The Stencil Font, which is what we're going to use on the Classics Never Get Old, because you don't have to glue all the letters on. You don't have to worry about putting the insides of your O's or anything on there. Once you slice it, boom, you're done. So this is why I like it. Now, you can use whatever size that you want on this happy birthday. I just kind of did it so it would fit in here the biggest it possibly could be. So it is 1.9 wide or 1.3 high. It depends on what you want. 1.3. There you go. So I'm going to move that out of the way for just a minute. I need to ungroup this. We're going to do ungroup. And we're going to take the blue away, move the black over. Because when you do slice, you can only do one layer and one layer. Okay, so we're going to move this back up into here. You can watch the purple lines and it'll tell you when you have it in the middle. See? You see that? Okay. Now, you're going to drag your finger or your mouse over both of them. Oops. And capture both of them, like if you were going to be grouping them. And then right down here in the middle, you'll see this slice. So we're going to hit that. Okay, and so what it does, it takes it out. We don't need either of these. So let's delete those. And let's put them back. And there you go. Boom. You are done. Look at that. How cool is that? That's easy, right? I just realized that the machine didn't catch my 2. I'm sorry, this shouldn't be 2.5. It should be 2.25. I think the machine just didn't catch the 2 and the 2.5. So there you go. There's that. We need a rectangle to support that. Okay, so we are going to go into shapes and hit square. And we are going to make this the light blue to go with the sign. And then the size, we're going to unlock it again. And it's going to be 2.25, the same width as the shield. And it is going to be 4 inches long. Now, we also need to make the Classics Never Get Old sign. So we're going to do basically the same thing that we just did. Okay. So first, let's get a square. It is going to be 1.4 wide and 1.9 high. There we go. Just like that. Now, we're going to change the color to light blue. Okay. So that is going to give us our rectangle to make our sign with. And then when we're done, we'll do an offset for it too. So you're going to learn slice and offset today. So we are going to do a text box. Okay. And you are going to search for Stencil Fonts. Again, like I said, I love stencil, and this way I can kind of show you what we're doing. You see all this? There we go. And what I used was this Stardos stencil. Okay, so we're going to click that. And you're going to type in Classics Never Get Old. So I did Classics, and then return, never, return, get capital old. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to make this smaller so we can, sorry. Before you try to make it smaller, make sure that you have this height and weight lock button again, because we don't want it to, so I'm going to make it smaller just so we can work with it better. And then we're still in edit, and right here is the alignment. Do you see that? Click on that, and we want it centered. There we go. Now, we want this to fit into our sign right here. Okay. But I think I'm going to want, let's see. Yeah, just like that. Okay. But I want the line distance a little bit more. So you're going to go where we just did alignment. Then it says size, letter space, line space. I'm going to open that up, and then I'm just going to kind of push plus. You see? You see how that's making it bigger? There we go. Now, I'm going to move this up, make sure it's right in the middle. There we go. And we're going to do the exact same thing we just did with the happy birthday. We're going to drag our finger over it, hit slice, and boom. Done. Delete those two. Done. Now, I need an offset, a frame around this, just like for the happy birthday. The easiest way to do that is to go back into edit and do an offset. Okay, you see how these edges are rounded? We don't want that. So go down here to the bottom right-hand corner and put square. And then we just want a small frame. So I'm going to slide it till it gets right there. I've got 103. Okay, 0.103. Okay, done. And we are going to change that from the dark gray to the black. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Whoops. I forgot to group it together. Now, look at that. You've already got your sign. Okay, before I take these out individually, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate and make the ones that go up here. So we're going to duplicate these, and it needs to be 2 inches wide. So go into edit. Make sure your thing is locked, and we're going to change this to 2 inches wide. And all 3 of these go up here. And then we also need this one. And so I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it because I need it a different spot. And it is going to be 0.75 high. So 0.75. There we go. Whoops. There. Now, all of those go up in that corner. So that's done. Okay, so you can't ungroup this because they're all for some reason, Cricut sometimes has things that you can't ungroup. So we are going to use the slice thing again. So we can ungroup these, then duplicate them some more and, make them all different sizes. So you're going to go into shapes and you're going to grab a circle. Now, all we want to do is let's make this really big so we can pay attention to exactly what we're doing. I'll tell you what, let's do this one instead. Actually, the smaller one is easier to do than the larger. And so now, do you see how I covered that? I covered everything except the other 2. So now we're going to do the slice again. You drag your finger or your mouse across, hit slice. Boom. There's that. There's that. Delete this. So let's do it one more time. A circle. Okay, I'm going to make it a little smaller so it's easier to work. Let me get it up bigger where I can see it. There we go. Then drag our finger, hit slice. Boom, done. Delete that. Keep both of these. And now you see I've got them all separate. Plus I've got a couple of these. Okay, now we've got all of these separated so we can do different sizes. And the ones on the sign over here, the classics never get old. We're going to duplicate this. There we go. And its size is going to be 0.9. And these are all going to be the same width and height. There we go. So that one goes They've changed this program and I'm still getting used to it. That one goes here. And then this one is 0.7. 0.7. There we go. And this one is 0.4. 0.4. There we go. So I'm going to bring it up here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. There you go. Oh, it changed my size. There you go. That's for those. And now we need the ones that are right underneath the happy birthday. So first, let's do this one. It is going to be 0.75. 0.75. This one is going to be also be 0.75 wide. 0.75. There we go. There's that one. And this one is going to be 0.5. And this one is going to be 0.4. Now, I'm going to warn you ahead of time. This little one right here. Say they changed this and I'm having a hard time. This little one right here, it goes with all of these up here. But I never could get it to cut out right, even using the intricate cut setting. So I ended up using some of the middles of these instead. But hopefully yours cuts it out better than mine. Okay. Now, all we need to do is double check all these colors to make sure that they all go. But before we do that, let me ask you a favor. So when we get to the craft table, everything goes really fast. Okay. You don't, not the square, just the sign. If you will glue all of these together already, you don't need to watch me glue all these little pieces together. Go ahead and do the car. This is just 2 layers. You can go ahead and do that. This is just 2 layers. You can go ahead and do that. And this is just 2 layers. You can go ahead and do that. I ended up, this kind of gets raggedy on the very tiny, tiny end. And I end up cutting a little bit of it off. So don't worry if it, you know, kind of looks funky on the end. We're going to cut it off anyway. Okay. Go ahead and glue all these together. And when we get to the craft table, it'll make it super fast. Okay. Now let's check all of our colors. Uh-oh, look, not all our blacks are black. So we're going to move these. You're just going to hold down on the 3 little lines and move them all so they're the same color black. Okay. I am all about the less mattes, the better. Okay. I actually changed this to a gray. This aqua color. You can either leave it that color, but I thought it was too close to the blue background. And we don't have any other gray. So that is your choice on if you want to change that color. You can't do it in sync because we don't have anywhere to drag it to. So I'm going to go back. Everything else is good. You got black, light blue, red, tan, white. So you can, I went back to layers. I'm going to change that kind of aqua blue to a gray, but that's your decision on what you want to do. I just changed it to this light gray. So boom, there, ready. You're done. So go ahead and glue all these together and I will meet you at the craft table and we will put it together real quick. Okay, here we are at the craft table. As you can see, it's well loved. I'm making, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I'm making this for my brother-in-law. His birthday is the 4th of July. And so I put everything on paper plates so I can kind of keep everything straight. It doesn't matter as much here because we've already put a bunch of the stuff together. But I just wanted to show you anyway. So I use art glitter glue. It's really good paper to paper glue. It dries clear. I buy the big refill and the small one with this really small tip because it puts out a little tiny thing of glue. A little bit goes a very long way. Envelope. I made these 5x7, so they'll go into a regular 5x7 envelope. If you are making the envelope that comes with this, I bought a ream of larger copy paper. It's 12x18 to make big envelopes with. So let's go ahead and do the base of the card. Okay, this with the 2 score lines, we're not going to use that yet, so you can set that aside. You can see that I went ahead and folded this like a card, and then the front, which has the score line in the middle, okay, we are going to fold it back this way like this. Okay, just like that. There we go. That's why it's called a Z-fold card. Okay, then we're going to open it back up, and we're going to put our panels in, but we need to be able to see the folds. Okay, so these, they're going to go about a 1/4 inch all the way around. So the white will frame it. We'll have a nice light background. So all the rest of our stuff will pop. Okay, like I said, about a 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Make sure I got that straight. There we go. I have to sit so far back so I don't get my head in you guys' videos that sometimes I have a hard time seeing. Now, what I try to do is make these even all the way across. I'm going to try that here too because, again, can't see real hot. Okay, there we go. And the last panel. I always forget my corners, and then they stick up, and that bugs me. Then I got to go back and glue them, so I'm really working on trying to get corners like this one. Okay, there's that. Okay, here, I'll set that over there. Then you have this piece, and this is going to go exactly opposite. The folds are going to be over here. Now, this one, you're going to, yeah, I think I had it upside down. Okay, it doesn't matter. If you haven't folded yours yet, it doesn't matter. So the middle one is going to fold down. Okay. And the other one is going to fold up like this. Okay, you see that? Okay, so let's get our backgrounds on this one too. Guy, I don't know if you guys have found this, but cards for men are hard. I have all men here. I'm the only girl. And gosh, pop-up cards are so, I know they've gotten really popular here, but have you seen how much they cost? My goodness. They are so expensive. And hey, you're already paying for your Cricut and everything. Might as well get your money's worth out of it, right? And I bet I have maybe $1 in this card when some of them are like $15 or more to buy one. I mean, that's just craziness. Okay, so yeah, I mean, cards are so expensive. And if you want something unique and cute and pop up, well, then you are going to pay some money for that, which I think is just outrageous. So I would rather teach you guys how to make your own. Okay, now you're going to glue the road on here. It's going to go kind of towards the bottom, right along. It's actually going to go outside the blue lines. Let's go ahead and get that done. And then, you know, we don't have to worry about it. So it's going to go flush to this end. Make sure you can see this. Okay, and you're going to go almost to the bottom, and you have your, where it's going to do. So let's just do this section right here, and then we'll do the other ones and make sure that they bend real well, okay? So it's just going to go right here so the car has something to sit on. Okay, so you're just going to go up to that first fold, okay? And again, it's going to be right here flush, and it's going to be pretty close to the bottom. There we go. Now, remember, you've got a score here, so it should fold right here. And this is going to be the side, so you're really not going to see it, but I want to make sure that. So then you're going to do this one, and then you're going to bring it all the way over. Well, I'll tell you what. First, before we glue down this last one, you have a little square for your signature. And I would go ahead and glue this on. And before you glue this last section of the road down, you'll just have a blank one. Of course, mine has my name on it, okay, for the thumbnail. So it's yours is gonna look like this. And then you have somewhere to sign. So you wanna make sure that this folds well. See, just like that. There you go, see? But you've already put your square and glued yours down. So we're good, okay? So now we need to get these two pieces glued together. I usually do about 1 inch from the bottom, okay? And you can bring it up if you'd rather. It's totally your decision, and it's going to be flush on one end. Well, on both ends, but it's easier to go ahead and get it flush on this end, and then you'll know it's straight. Then we're only going to glue this one little square here, okay? There you go. And make sure that it's straight and it's flush with the edge of your card, just like that, okay? Then we are going to go over here. We are only going to glue this last part, this side of this fold right here. So what I do is I put my thumb here where I know I don't want any more glue. So I know do not do the glue past my thumb. And that makes it just easier to get it glued down. And then you can just smooth it smooth it flat. Okay, so we're going to go all the way down, boom, flat, just like that. See? I got to leave it up because I got to take a picture first, okay? So anyway, so make sure that it folds the way it's supposed to. And look, you've already got your square. Speaking of square, let me show you. I have this sample. It's not to scale, but it kind of gives you an idea. You see how this goes? See? See? Okay, so the yellow is the blue part, okay, and then there's your square. Now, next, we're going to put in our support right here, this pink part, okay? This one is going to be flush with this, okay? So, it's not going to stick up at all. It's going to be the same even. Okay, so now we're going to put our connection in here that we're going to connect our happy birthday to the pink thing in here that I showed you. Now, these edges, it's going to go in like this, and these edges are going to bump right up against the back of the card, okay? So let me dry fit it first and show you. And this is going to be absolutely flush. It's going to be the same like this, okay? And then it's going to, these edges are going to go right all the way to the back of the card. Okay, so, okay, you need to put glue on both of these tabs. Okay, now, I try to leave them bent in so I'm not dragging glue all over the card as I'm sliding this in here. Normally, I would go from the top, but we're filming from the top, so can't do that. So we're going to put it in here, slide it in here. And then on this short side where I can see what I'm doing, I'm going to make sure it's even here and that it's hitting the edges are hitting the very back. And then I will do the exact same thing on the other side. There we go. Let's make sure it closes. There you go. Look at that. You got your brace in. You're doing great. Okay, before we do the pop-up part, let's do the rest. Now, I tell everybody, leave these cards out and overnight or a few hours or something and let them dry, because number one, you don't want them gluing together like this or gluing to the inside of your envelope, because you still have a little bit of dry glue. Okay, so look, the card is going to go right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get him glued on. We'll get our signs and our gears glued on. And then the last thing we'll have to do is the pop-up. This goes really fast because you guys were good enough to, you didn't need to watch me glue all these little pieces together. You don't need that. And you guys were good enough to go ahead and make sure the windshield's glued down there. Look at that. Look, it's already looking cute. Okay, so you've got this here, And then the signature, remember, over here. Okay, so and this, the Classics Never Get Old, has 3 gears that go with it. I liked this one because it looked like a car, and this actually has another middle to it, but I didn't think it, you know, some of these are so tiny. Uh-oh, I got one little spot that didn't come out. These are my original, very, very first Cricut tools. Look, see that? I've had a Cricut ever since the very first came out, and they get a kick out of the old ones. Okay, like this. Okay, so first, let's go ahead and get this gear down since he's good and behind. And he's going to go kind of up in the corner here, like that. Okay. And then I think I talked about this on the canvas. I like these stencils because you didn't have to put all these letters on here. You just peel it off and glue it on, you're done. And they're fantastic. If I could do every single one of my cards like this, I would. Okay, I am just, when I do this and I've figured out where I want it, but I know that I might need this bottom part if I'm going to tuck something in it, I am going to go and I'm just going to put one little thing of glue right here. And then another one under here. There. I mean, it's a card. It doesn't need tons of glue. You know, if this was something, you know, household decor or something that was going to get handled every day, that'd be totally different. Now your choice is, do you want these to show a bunch? Do you want to tuck them under a little bit? I think I'm going to tuck mine under just a little bit. And design says odd numbers. Okay. So, which means, you know, 3 things, 5 things, 7 things, something like that. Do I know why? No. It's just what all the designers say, that is the right ratio. And so that's usually what I end up doing. And I to tell you the truth, I think it looks good that way. Okay, just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this back down on the very bottom here, because I know I've got it right where I want it. Okay. Now, let's do the bigger gears over here on this corner. Okay, so let's get these guys. And I kind of sort of matched, but not really, the one under the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do this exact same gear, but bigger, back in the corner on this side. So it kind of mirrors this side over here. Okay, so we're going to put that in the corner first. Then I liked this one because it looked like a, I don't know, belt, like you'd have on a car, like a fan belt type of thing. My brother-in-law drives a big old caddy, and that he's restored, and he likes to work on cars and all kinds of mechanical stuff. So I thought this would be perfect for him. When I was trying to come up, you know, guys, cards are hard. I have all men here, like I said, and you know, sometimes it's hard, you know, and when you go to the store, it's like if they don't ride motorcycles, if they don't drink beer, if they're not big into sports, I mean, it's all so very, you know, limited. So I really like being able to, and again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got the odd number. So we're good to go. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Now, one of the little gears, so don't worry if some of your gears didn't come out exactly right because they're so tiny. Some of the gears, especially the little tiny one, this one right here, but it was tinier, it just wouldn't cut right. So I came up with a solution, and I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, so what we're going to do is we need to attach this to the top here, just like that. And about, let me show you on the back. So probably about halfway, like that. Okay. About halfway down. So I'm going to put glue about halfway here, like that. Okay. Make sure I get all the way to the edges. And this is going to be the pop-up, so we want to make sure that we keep it, have pretty good glue here. And you're going to do it about halfway. Okay. So make sure that neither the blue doesn't show on either side. Got a little bit of glue there. There we go. Just like that. And then we're going to add the little gears underneath it, just so it'll pop up a little higher. Look. You're going to connect it to this right here so it sticks out. And we're going to put the little gears underneath it. I got a little bit of glue right here. When that happens, you can usually just rub it and it'll kind of, you know, almost like an eraser does, like that. See, and I got glue on my fingers. Okay, so now I did another one of these car looking gears, you know, because I think it looks like what, a fan belt? I don't know. I know there's some kind of belt in there. Anyway, I'm hoping my brother-in-law likes this. I think he will. It's definitely him. There we go. And then the car-looking one. And again, I didn't do that little fussy middle. If you want to do that, hey, go for it. But it's a little too small, so it makes it kind of hard. Okay, there's that one. And then this one, this little bitty, oh, or I thought it did. Uh-oh. No, that's right. It was the other one. Okay. This one is going to go right here. So what happened was I got through everything and I couldn't get that little gear to do right. Okay. So I have all these middles that I'm not going to use. So I'm just going to use one of those. Nobody's going to look at it close enough that it's going to make any difference. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to use two and kind of make it 2 gears in one. So I'm going to put one here and probably this little skinny one, kind of right next to it, kind of on top of it, like that. There you go. So look, nobody's going to go, oh, those aren't actual gears. Nobody's going to look at it that close. And if they do, then say, hey, I made it. Okay, now you can do your car flat, and of course yours is glued down right here. And then this is going to glue right on your support, but I just want to show you. We're going to bring it down to where the gears, and we're going to make sure that it's straight, okay? The middle should be even, like this little tip should be even with your fold right here, because you also want to make sure that it's not, you know, so it's going to be right in the middle of your support, but you need to know, and if it gets down below here, you just clip it off, but I don't think it will. So it's going to go right here. We want to do the last gear just barely above the white part. Okay. So let's go like this. Okay. And then you're going to bring it down, and you're gluing it on the top of this brace right here. Okay. So again, let's double check our spacing. There we go. Just right there. Okay. I want to make sure it's straight, and I have to pick it up to do that. Sorry, guys. Okay. That looks really good. So while it's there, I'm just going to run a little thing of glue right behind it. Okay. Right there. Uh-oh. Look what I just did. I just messed it up. It's okay. I'm going to make sure that I've got it in the middle and even and straight. Another thing, it's got to be straight. If it's crooked, it's going to look funny. Okay, do I got it? Yeah. And that's why I say you got to be real careful with all your glue. Okay. Okay. Now that I've got that going, let me show it to you from underneath. You see how this is still sticking out here? Because I only glued it along the top. So I'm going to sneak in and make sure it's glued all over that brace that we put in there. You want to make sure that it sticks in there really, really good. And again, leave it open for some time and let it dry. Oh, see, I knocked it again and got it out of whack. No, that looks good right there. There you go. Okay, I'm going to smush it down, make sure I get all of it glued, but then I'm going to pop it right back up. You can't leave it that way. Okay. That looks really good. Once you get it signed and everything, look, you're done. Look how quick and easy that was. I told you. And look how cute. You did a really good job. I'm really proud of you.